but I purchased about a year ago, both from a company called AquaQuest, a Canadian company. And I just wanted to give everyone kind of an update a year out, how I feel about the purchases. I often feel like when you look at reviews for outdoor products, backpacks, bikes, stoves, whatever it is, people generally review the product at maybe time of purchase and a few months after. So I thought it'd be interesting to take a look a year out and see how my opinions have changed and if I would buy the products again. So turn the camera around here. We have two packs from AquaQuest. We have their original Sport 30, which is this pack right here, which retails on their website for $119.95. And then we have the Sport 30 Pro, which is an upgraded version of the Sport 30 and retails on their website for $159.95. Now, I purchased both of these packs on Amazon last year. It was about, what is today? Today is the 13th of November. It would have been the end of October of 2016 that I purchased these packs. I just moved to Ireland and I was looking for a pack that I would be able to go on hikes with, something completely waterproof. And you'll notice right away, both of these packs are designed just like stuff sacks. So they don't have any zippers on the main closure, and they both are one large main pocket. So they're basically designed like giant stuff sacks. So, can't really see here very well. Let me see if I can get the flashlight here. I can remember where I put it. That would be helpful. Alright, and we're back now with a flashlight. Sorry about that. So taking a look at the inside of the Sport 30, you can see it's very basic. There's not even a liner. There's one large main pocket. It is completely seam sealed on the inside, as you can see, running all the way down. But there's no inside pockets, no liner, nothing. Very, very basic bag. Like I said, very similar to a stuff sack that you might take on the river or for bike packing or something similar. Going back to the outside of the pack, it does have a daisy chain on the front for attaching, any kind of high-vis gear, perhaps if you're on a bike, or anything extra that you want to attach to the back of your pack. And it has on each side a water bottle holder. Now these, I'm not a big fan of anything that has this kind of elastic draw on it because they tend to wear out rather quickly. These have held up okay over the course of a year, but I mean, looking out long term, these type of things don't generally hold up very long, though this mesh is still doing fine. You also notice that, get the flashlight here, it's hard to see on the camera, but there is reflective thread here on the daisy chain, as well as on the side pockets, which is nice to have if you're a cyclist like me. The Sport 30 does have both a waist strap and a sternum strap, so you can cinch it down, balance the load a little bit better, a little more maneuverable. Although I did think it was interesting, the straps are connected at the top, and I'm not a big fan of this. And when we move over to the Sport 30 Pro, it's set up a little bit differently. So that is the Sport 30. I will say I've used this pack a lot less than the Pro over the course of a year, and I was just looking at it today. I took it with me. I use this bag generally for grocery shopping, and I was looking at it today, and there were already some holes in the bottom here. You can see how the fabric has already started to fray along the bottom here. And I've probably only used this bag maybe 30 or 40 times in the last year because I prefer the Pro because it has a few more options. So it is a little bit disappointing here. Oh, yeah, a bit of a hole starting there. It's a little bit disappointing, honestly, that it hasn't held up any better. The padding in the back is fine. It's nothing special. It's very basic. This is part of the pack that will hold water if you are in a torrential downpour. Whatever kind of padding and mesh is here will absorb a bit of water, which is kind of a pain, but it's really not a big deal if you have it on up against your back. Moving over to the Sport 30 Pro now, you'll see a little bit of different badging here from the Sport 30 to the Sport 30 Pro. Just as AquaQuest dry bag systems, you see the same daisy chain along the front here. Very similar water bottle pockets, actually pretty much exactly the same. These do feel a little bit bigger, but I would imagine there's not much of a difference at all. It is also a one main compartment pack. The difference with the Pro being that this pack is lined on the inside. The liner you can pull out. It is just some kind of, I believe, polyester liner that you can wipe off, get easy to wipe mud off and that sort of thing. And it does have one internal zip pocket here for little small stuff. It doesn't hold very much, but it's better than nothing, which the Sport 30 has. So if you look at the back of the Sport 30 Pro here, you'll see a little bit of a different strap setup, whereas the Sport 30 has this connected strap setup. The Pro does not, and these straps, in fact, are much more hefty. They look fairly similar, but these are a bit wider and a bit heavier, and you can really feel it when you're wearing the pack. They hold their shape a bit more than they do on the 30 Sport. Both have reflective tape here along the straps, but you'll notice the Pro has a completely different back panel here. This one does not absorb water nearly as much as the mesh does on the 30 Sport. The Pro, like the Sport, has waist straps and adjustable sternum strap. Excuse me. Difference being here with the weight straps, you have pockets for small items, chain, chapstick, keys, whatever, which I do find very handy for being on a bike. And I have noticed a little bit of wear on the edges here, but I have probably used this pack at least twice as much as I have the original, just because of the interior pocket, the pockets on the waist straps here that make carrying small items a little bit easier. I just find this one a little bit more enjoyable to use, and it just feels like a better made product overall. I haven't noticed any holes in the bottom of this, but they'd be harder to see because it does have the interior liner. There is some wear along the bottom here and a little bit of creasing along where they've sewn and welded this back panel on. But it does not seem to be wearing at quite the same rate as the Sport 30. And while the fabrics look almost identical, the Sport 30 feels a little bit rougher to the touch, whereas the Pro, the ripstop ridges are not quite as defined. So I don't know if that's a different fabric that they've used, or perhaps some kind of spray coating they put on the outside. I'm not sure about that. Overall, I would say I think I ended up getting these packs for about half off the listed MSRP on the website. On Amazon, I didn't mean to buy two. I bought the Sport originally, meaning to buy the Pro, and then couldn't return the Sport, so I ended up with both, which has been interesting to kind of see how they both perform. I would say both have been extremely successful in keeping my gear dry. Laptop, books, really anything. I've traveled internationally with the Sport Pro, and it's done a really good job of keeping all my gear together in one place. It sits on your back nicely, has just enough shape to not be a pain if you stuff it full of things. I would say AquaQuest is on the right track with these bags, and I noticed that they've come out with a lot of new ones since these, so I'm hoping that those are going to have better durability in the future. But I would say for the price, if you can get your hands on a Pro for $60 to $80, I'd say it's worth the investment. Yeah, I hope that this has been helpful to someone out there looking for a new pack in the market for some waterproof gear. Let me know if you have any more questions, and hope you've enjoyed the video.